Hi everyone, I'm super excited for today's live stream because we have so much to show you and to work with you on. And we're going to use Nuxt.js, and we have Maya, who's the expert in this. So I'm super excited to have Maya on the live stream with us, who's going to show us how to use Nuxt.js, which effectively is Vue. And then we're going to have Nest.js API behind that. And behind the API, we're going to have DataStax Astra DB. But I mustn't forget to use Copilot to help me to do it. I had a quick play before the live stream, and if you give Copilot like half a second, it does do a lot more than I realized, but I'm too impatient sometimes. So everyone, please remind me, and please give Maya a warm welcome. And Maya, please give yourself an introduction because I won't do you justice.
Hi everyone. So it's super nice to be here with Eddie. And yeah, first of all, I'm not an expert. I'm just someone happens to be the Nuxt ambassador and probably know a bit about Nuxt more than normal developer. But there's a lot of things I don't know. So feel free to correct me if you find something I said incorrect. And hi, AC.
Yeah, it's awesome that you get a warm welcome. Mikey is one of our original kind of members of Eddie Hub. So Mikey, thank you so much for joining us, and hope your day at work goes well today. And I have shared Maya's GitHub in the chat. Everyone give Maya a follow on GitHub. So yesterday we did Next.js, which is the React for the front end. And it was a similar sort of setup as today, but we started off with front end being front end heavy, and a lot of people asked about the API. So today I've learned from that, and so today we're going to do a bit of both as we go along. So I thought a good place to start will probably be to do the get on the API, and then we can add a list to the front end as well using Nuxt.js. So yeah, let me get started. So my plan is to create a repo. So I've created a repo already. I've been very organized, but I haven't done anything with it. I haven't cloned it or anything like that. So we've got Nuxt.js members, and as you see, when I click on it, nothing happens. So let me give it a clone, and then we can start. And we'll have two. And this is the folder I was going to clone it into. Actually, I shouldn't have created the folder. Let me delete the folder. And then I can clone it properly, Eddie. That's a bad idea. So here we go. So git clone, I'm going to clone that. And then it's going to ask for my password, which I think I typed in wrong, as I always do. Yeah.
I can never remember my password anymore.
Yeah, my PIN code for my bank's the worst because I just do touch contactless. So when it's a bigger number and it's like you have to type in your PIN, I'm like, I can't remember. So I've cloned that, and there's nothing in the repo, there's nothing locally, and let me open it in VS Code, and you can see that we have no files there. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to actually create two folders in here. I'm going to create an API folder and a UI folder. So let's do the API first. So let's go to Nest.js. And let's follow their quick start because it's always recommended to follow documentation and not follow out-of-date stuff on the web. So it's Nest new and the name of the project. So I'm going to go Nest new API.
So and then Nest is the backend.
Yes, so Nest is an API framework built on top of Express. It's very similar to it takes a lot out of Angular, React, and Vue. I think if I look at their homepage, a good point, I jumped too far ahead. It says, it uses Express under the hood, but it also has taken advice and ideas from Angular, React, and Vue and applied it to the back end, which is pretty cool. So a lot of it should be very familiar. It's in TypeScript though, so it is in TypeScript. TypeScript is pretty awesome. So I'm going to use npm. This looks very similar to Nuxt.js as well in terms of the wizard. I'm going to use npm. So let's have a look. While that's running, I'm going to check out the chat. So Maya's in the chat as well. Awesome. Let's have a look. No, Vuejs, we're just getting started. It's perfect timing, and not at the end. Just starting. Perfect timing. Sashi is back. Awesome to have you here. Thanks for joining yesterday and today. How do you think this would change software interview prep? I'm guessing this is with regards to Copilot. So Maya, have you had a play with Copilot yet?
No, I haven't have a chance to play with it. I mean,
Okay.
I heard about it, and if you can fill me in about Copilot, is it something like a BI of
Yeah,
writing
I,
code?
I I can show you on my screen now. It's pretty cool. But yes, it auto completes, and not only auto completes from a comment, it can generate lots of code. So it's quite interesting.
Well, but the thing is, I would say that a lot of um, a lot of the interview is not about how you write the code correctly or not. It's more about how you think and how you process in order to get into the solution. So of course, if you can use Copilot to get optimal solution, but if you don't know how to proceed it, how to explain what it does, it you will still fail, right? So I think it wouldn't change that much, but the interviewer will have to work harder in asking relevant questions.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it's less about how you write the code because it can always be taught that. It's more, like you said, about your thinking, about your collaboration, your communication. It's like so important. I mean, it has changed. Back in the day, it probably was more about did you use this syntax or this syntax? And now it's like, who cares? That can always be refactored and rewritten and so forth. And whatever we think is good practice today probably isn't good practice tomorrow as well. So things. Yeah, that's quite interesting. Okay, so I've just run that command. Now we've created the folder in our repo called APIs. Let's just go into the API directory, and now this is actually the Nest project. So if I go back to VS Code, we'll see that we've got an API, and let's just get it up and running. So what we can do, we can go to package.json, have a look what it's got, and you've got start dev. So let me do that. So if we do npm run start dev, get that running. And it's run on port 3000, which will clash with our Nuxt.js as well. So we can change that for Nest in a moment. But let's just check it works and see how it goes. But everyone, don't worry. I'm going to show you how simple it is to get an API up and running and how to get a UI up and running and make a full stack application with a database. So if I go to localhost 3000, it says hello world. It works. This is what we get in our, if I go to its source directory, go to the controller, what the controller does is it calls the service get hello, and in the service it returns the string hello world. So we know that works. So the first thing I would like to change is listen on port. Oh, sorry,
Sorry,
yes.
just 1 second. I just need to
Yes.
hop off for about 5 minutes because I need to go and pick up my daughter.
No problem at all. No,
I will be back.
no
Okay?
problem. I'll drop you off the stage, and when you come back, just ping me a message and I can add you back on.
Thank you. Sorry.
Thanks. No problem. Okay, so Maya will be back shortly. What we're going to do is get the API up and running, and then Maya's going to help us with the Nuxt.js stuff. What have I missed? Clicked on the wrong one. 1 second. How you arrive at your solution rather than the code itself. Yeah, it's just breaking it down smaller and smaller. Kind of almost talk to yourself through it. So that's what we call rubber ducking. Like if you have like a GitHub water bottle, just I talk to it sometimes and I say, well, would you do it this way? Would you do it that way? And as I talk through it, I kind of realize the answer myself. That's what I always do before I go ask for help. But no, Mikey, you don't have a long way to go. You're there already. Believe in yourself because we believe in you. So I'm going to change this to 3001. So if I hit save, I want to stop it and just restart it because I'm changing the port. It might need it. So if I refresh this, it should break, which it does. And if I change that to 3001, it should say hello world. Perfect. And then next up, let's get something working. So we've got a controller. So what the controller does is kind of brings everything together, but shouldn't have any business logic in there. Do ask questions in the chat as we go along. If I miss anything, then do ask. Or if I do get something wrong, do let me know. We're here to all collaborate and work together. And again, it's more about communication and collaboration than it is actually about the code. Let's see what Copilot can do. So I haven't typed anything. You can see Copilot is already saying hello name. I actually don't want that. I don't want to do a get with a parameter. Make that a bit bigger for all of you. What I would like to do is a get with no parameter, but with a path. So it's kind of half right. So I want to delete that, and I'm going to do members, because we're going to get the members list. That's what we're going to do. Okay, so next line, what does it say? Get members, return a string. Okay, I'm not going to return a string, but it's a good start. And then it's going to say app service get members. I mean, that's perfect. That's actually written it for us. Yes, it's an error because it doesn't exist in the service yet. Let me delete that because we will not return a string. We will return a collection. Okay, so let me go to the service now and see what it does. Hit enter. Get hello to. Nah, we want to get members. And we don't want to specify the type. And it's going to give us an example, an array of names. Not quite what I want. I can cycle through examples as well. But what we will do is do a return of an array. And we'll do an array of objects. So let's just say, for example, name. And we'll do, okay, auto-completed John, thank you. No, we won't have age. We have, let's have GitHub. And it's given github.com John. Okay, I'm just going to do John. And then let's see if it does location. Location, New York. Thank you very much for the autocomplete. And then we'll need to finish that off. Thank you very much, Copilot. Okay, so we've got, we want to return an array. Why am I missing a bracket? I am missing a bracket. There we go. So we've got a return of a single item in an array. Maybe let's just have a second item just to make sure. So we'll say John and we'll say Jane. And then we can see if that works. And we'll connect it to a database in a moment. So if I save that, oh, don't close it, save it. And then save this as well. And then we go to here. It's still going to say hello world. But if we go to members, /members, we've now got, as you can see, we've now got a collection of objects. Hopefully that makes sense to everyone. Let me check the chat. Is Nux more popular than Next.js? I'm from Kenya, and Vue doesn't seem to be a big thing. You're right. It depends where it is. React is still very popular, but if you saw the live stream from yesterday when we were using Next.js, which is the React version of the framework, whereas today it's Nux, which is the framework version of Vue. We had a lot of problems with React, to be honest. And yes, we didn't know much about it. We're trying to learn as we go along. Mark knew more about it. We had someone who joined the live stream towards the end, someone from the audience came on and helped, which is great. But it didn't seem to seem very logical to me. I know a lot of people like it. I'm more of an Angular person. So let's see. I'm interested to see how Vue compares to React today. And maybe tomorrow's live stream, I can do an Angular comparison as well. Let's see how we get on and see what you think. But Nux does seem quite popular. I think it's becoming more and more popular. Vue is famous in China, apparently. Oh, I think Maya's back. Maya, give me a wave if you're ready to come on. You are? Okay. Bring Maya back on. Perfect.
Hi, I'm back.
So actually, awesome. Well, perfect timing, actually, because here's a question. Is do you know any statistics on how popular Nux is over Next? I was just saying that I used Next yesterday in the live stream and I didn't enjoy the React part, but I'm looking forward to seeing how Vue works today. But do you know any stats on how it is?
Well, it's really hard to say. I think I saw in Google Trends several months ago the status of Next.js version Nuxt.js. I would say Next.js is actually older than Nuxt. Similarly, in the same sense of Vue React compared to Vue. So Nuxt is way after that, and it was also based on the idea of Next.js in some sort. Well, correct me if I'm wrong, but that's what my impression. And also depend on where you are looking at. So Nuxt isn't just the version from 2.16 or 2.10 and above. It's starting to become more performant or more better in optimizing the code, the speed, and everything. Why Next.js already have a very long way to go, and Next.js has also in the back of Zate, used to be Zate. So it's hard to say. It's hard to not choose the Next over Nuxt in that sense, especially when you are React developer, right?
Yeah, when you're React dev, it makes sense.
But again, it really depends on where. Let's say in Kenya, Africa, maybe Nuxt, maybe React or Next.js or Gatsby will be more popular. But in other in East Asia like China, some sort, nuts. I know that nuts in Japan is very popular.
Okay. And just a big shout out to Kenrick, who actually was the person I was talking about, who jumped on the live stream yesterday towards the end and helped us fix all our React issues. So,
Wow.
Kenrick, thank you so much. I need to also drop your GitHub in the chat as well to say, a big thank you again for yesterday. Absolute lifesaver. So everyone give Kenrick a follow on GitHub as well. But thank you so much for saying it went well. It went well, after you arrived. And we have another question. What about backend stacks? That's been an issue. Well, we're using Nest.js today. And as you see, I've just got, literally in 30 seconds, an API up and running with a get. And I'm going to... and we can connect that to a database really quickly as well. So I will, it is important if you want to be a full stack dev to be able to do both, definitely. Oh, interesting. Someone says Vue is easier than React. Okay, I'll give my, ask me in like an hour and a half. I'll let you know what I think. I'm thinking it's going to be the same after yesterday's fiasco. Yes, I'm thinking the same, but let's see. But still think Angular is easier than all of them, but maybe that's just a personal preference.
No. Excuse me, no.
Okay, cool. Let's see. So, okay, so now all I've done is I created the Nest.js, just to fill in Maya as well, anyone else who just joined. I did the Nest.js create command to create the API, which creates the get hello controller and the service. And all I did now, added that on, was I added a get to members, and then that called the service that was auto-completed by Copilot, or generated, I should say. And then I've just hard-coded in this just to make sure it works, test as I kind of go along. And now I'm just going to, I can replace this with actually the database. And we can use some of the data from yesterday as well to make it a bit easier. So what I'm going to do next is, let me think. I'm going to just connect this up to, no, not Angular. Never tried Angular. Why does everyone hate Angular so much? It's I don't know, so much easier, I find. But let's see. Okay. So yes, let me share some links actually. So let me share what I'm doing. So this is the Nest.js link if people want to have a look, Nest.js. And then this is what we'll be doing today, the Nuxt.js. Let me share some links in the chat. And then I will also be getting started with AstroDB, which is a free database in the cloud that I always use because it's dead simple and has an awesome free tier. Let me get a link to share this that as well. 2 secs. I put it here for safekeeping. Here we go. DataStax. NoSQLDB. There we go. Cool. Then the question: what about next app? Maybe Angular one. Yes. So maybe I'll do an Angular one tomorrow as comparison. Let's see. Let's see how we get on. Let's have a look. So let me install. Yeah, three live streams in a row. So that's the API running. Let me stop that for a moment, and I will do npm install, and let me install the Astra collection. And then you'll see, we won't do the create now. Actually, I need to create the client though, so we'll do that. And then I won't do the create. We'll do that later when we come to that part on the import create client from Astra collections. Thank you. And then what we'll do is now we'll create the client. I'll just do the get. So let's have a look. We can do this in a private one. We can go private get client. There we go. Okay, and that will be async. Perfect. Okay, so, and also what I need to do is I need to get these from the config. So because it uses envar, so what I'm going to do is, because my memory is horrendous, I'm just going to go to what I always recommend everyone else to do, go to the documentation, and there should be a config section somewhere. Here we go, configuration. What you need to do is install the config for Nest as well. Perfect, get that going in. And then all I need to do is add to the import, load in the configuration module, and then I can use a .m file, and it will automatically, make it, read it into the environment variables and make them available. So there we go. And import that. Perfect, thank you. Okay. And then next, let me just do the bit off screen, which is the .m file. I don't want you to all see my .m file. I'm just going to put the credentials in there. Bear with me 1 second while I do that off screen. You don't want to see my private stuff. Let's have a look. How's the chat looking, Maya?
Well, a lot.
Okay, cool. So I've just done that, and let me not make the same mistake as I did yesterday. Let me make sure I name the variables correctly. And from the documentation, you scroll down, see it shows us you can use the environment variables in .n file. And then what you need to do, if I scroll down here to using the config service, we do this in the constructor. Here we go. So I love dependency injection. So you've got the constructor, and I'm just going to have to import the config service. There we go. And then what I want to do in the config service is this config get, and then the name of the environment variable I want. So I'm just going to replace this with that, quote, like so. And then we are almost done. That's how easy it is to get a database up and running. Here we go. Hopefully everyone's still following along. Last one. And then I'm going to check that I've named these ever so slightly different. So I can remove these are just the types. I want to keep it simple for now, not scare too many people with TypeScript. So we'll just keep it simple. And I have called them, let me see, this is called application token without the DB. That's very bad. But just to, and it's the ID, I've called it database in full. And then the region, I called it database in full as well. Right, so let's have a look. Okay, so we've got that, we've got the clients. In this get, I should be able to remove this and do, which we know works, and do this get client, and then we will want to do, if I remember, I've checked the docs, but I remember it is namespace, then collection. So it's, is it get namespace or just namespace? Namespace. Namespace. And the namespace we will use is, we used the one from yesterday to begin with just to get some data, which we called, I think it was capital Next, not Nux. We will change it to Nux when we start inserting data. But for now, as we want to, what's wrong with that? Oh, I know why. That needs to be an await. That needs to be an async. Then this needs to go to, I think that's correct. Const client. And this needs to go to the next line, I think. Does that make sense? Have I done that right? Let me see. Pretty sure that's correct. Oh, that doesn't need an async. Okay, so it's client, app, and then collection. What doesn't it look like that? Namespace does not exist on type void. Oh, I didn't do a return on here. That's why TypeScript is so good, because it's just so much easier. Okay, and then the collection we will use is, I think we did call it members from yesterday. And then, in theory, we should be able to go return const collection equals, we should be able to return collection dot find, I think it is on the docs. Let me see. Yep, collection find. Find. Oh, autocompleted for us. I don't want it to go to toArray, so that's fine. So in theory, that should now work. Fingers crossed. How positive are we? Hey Carl, I'm glad you're here. You can help me if I mess up this Nest.js stuff. Carl is doing a lot of our API work on Nest.js, actually probably most of it. So any help, Carl is here to help. So thank you very much. Let's have a look. Is Universal the Nuxt version of Angular? Yes, it is. It is. Yeah, I haven't used Universal yet. Yeah, I should give that a go. Let's have a look. How confident are we? What do you reckon? So this was the hard-coded data. If I refresh it, it will obviously break because I haven't got it running. So I need to start it again. How confident are we? I'm like a 9. No, okay, I take that back. I'm not a 9. Okay, and we got this error yesterday, and that was because I messed up my naming convention. Astra database ID, Astra database region, Astra database token. Okay, I'm going to take this off screen. I'm going to open my .m file and just see if I've named them correctly. But I don't want everyone to see my parameters, so that's why I will do it off screen just to check as well. Bear with me 1 second.
But you know, they say that if you succeed in the first time, there must be something wrong.
There is probably something wrong with me. Definitely, that's a given. Let's have a look. It looks the same. I think that I've named them correctly.
Well, it requires something.
What have I done wrong? It looks the same. Okay. Okay, now it looks the same. I'm going to bring it off the screen, and I bet you it's something I've done wrong with the configuration. So I've called the service, and I did load the config. I did import it. Let me just see if I did anything else stupidly wrong. I think that looks fine. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with the service getting the config. I think they're named correctly. Last time this happened was because I named these wrong. So maybe it's not getting the... Okay, I'll tell you what.
Astra database token instead of... Oh, okay.
I had an idea. I'm going to console log the one that isn't private just to make sure it's coming through. And the one that's not private is the region. So I'm just going to console log that and just see if that's coming through. Because that one's not the private one. And if it's not coming through, then I've definitely messed something up. Undefined. Okay, so that's the issue. They're not coming through. So what have I done wrong to make these not come through? The name is, I'm pretty sure is correct. I really don't want to open env on the live stream, but I'm pretty sure I've named these correctly. That's what I had in the file. Pretty sure that is. Let me see if I can open it in terminal on the screen. Astra application token, that's what I called it. Astra database ID, that's what I called it. And Astra database region, that is what I called it. So why would they be coming in entry? Let me see. Yeah, it's okay to show us your app ID. Don't want to show you my database tokens. Although I have loads of free credit, so we all do. So it shouldn't be a problem. Why have I done that wrong? Hopefully Carl's still around and can spot my mistake. I'm sure I've done something very, very silly.
Wait, so the constructor, the first thing, when
Oh, sorry.
You didn't pass anything, no, did you?
Sorry, say that again.
Sorry, no. So when you create the app service, you pass the hello.
Oh, we can clip that for bloopers. Yes.
Oh my god! I can't believe that.
Oh no, that happens to me, but I didn't put mine up today. Okay, now while you're doing that, that will give me a moment to try and fix what I've busted. I haven't got any spaces in there. That really looks fine to me. I really don't know what I've done wrong. And I did check this beforehand. Let's see. Oh, Carl's saying, oh, is global. I didn't use that last time, but maybe because we're in the same module, but maybe I will do that just to be sure. So thank you, Carl. Let's see. is global true. Yeah, I didn't do that last time. Oh, I need to start and stop the app to load the mvar, I think, as well. I thought I did that, but let me just check.
So what exactly is global doing? Like telling the config module to be available globally?
Yeah, to be available in multiple modules, but I've only got one module, so I didn't use that last time, and it should work. But there's no harm in having that in. But this time, still in the console log. Let me hit it and see. Refresh it. It still says undefined. What have I missed? What have I missed? How can that be undefined? This is like the simple part. What
Maybe
did
go
I
back
miss?
to the documentation and take a look.
You're always good to go back to documentation. You're absolutely right. Definitely. That's probably the safest thing to do. Let's see. Start right at the top again. And I saved the config, otherwise it wouldn't work. That module did that. I included it as an import as well, which is good. And then I have got this in my env file, .env. I did name that correctly without opening. I'll check. .env. It's gray because it's ignored by my git global ignore, so it won't get committed. So that looks fine. I'm happy with that. I don't have any customization or anything like that. So I want to...
Wait, so let's go back to the configuration root, config module dot for root. Did you pass the environment file path?
I didn't, because I'm keeping, so by default, the package will look for .env. But it's good to check this. I'm glad you're questioning everything. This is good, because I've obviously missed something. So I've kept it really simple to use the defaults. And then what I did before is go to the next section, which is using the service, which we've imported the config module, and then on the constructor, injected the config service, which is the config service. Let me just check it's imported correctly. I'm sure it is, but let me check. Yeah, Nest.js config. And then to use it, we would go this config service get. And so that should work. This config service get. Why does that come out as empty? This I do not know. Okay, what I'll probably do is, just to save on time, what I might do is, if I do, let me think. Maybe if you talk for a moment about Nuxt.js, and I can just have a, like, I don't know if you want to talk through it, and I can have a quick look, because I'm obviously missing something. I don't want everyone to kind of get bored. It's great to see the authentic side of me struggling, because it does happen in real life. But I don't know if you want to talk a bit about what Nuxt.js is, and then I will, while you're doing that, I'll just have a quick look and just see. But I'll keep my screen shared so people can see, or if you want to share your screen, I can bring your screen up as well if you want to share something, and just for a couple of minutes talk a bit about what it does, some of the features, and then I can hopefully fix this, and I'll show everyone what I did to break it, to fix it.
Okay. Let's see, maybe I can share my screen.
Oh, I think Carla spotted it. Carla spotted it. Carla spotted the issue. Carl, you're a genius. It's in my wrong folder. Yes, because I don't usually create multiple projects in one repo, but today I was, just for convenience. So I was going to have an API and a UI folder, but when I created .env at the root, I created it outside the API. So I'm going to drag and drop that into the API. Yes, move. And now that's going to work, because Carl is right, as always.
And outside of API. Okay.
Yes. So thank you so much, Carl. Lifesavers. Now if I stop it and start it, it will work. Right. Whew. Something as simple as that can get us stuck for ages. There we go. And we have the data from yesterday. I'm just going to do a quick remap on the data, because it won't be in the format that we want. So yesterday, if I remember correctly, what we did was we did object keys from that, and then we did a map, and it was for member, and then let me just use Copilot. I should use Copilot more. What is it? Autocomplete? No, that's not what I want. Copilot. I want return here, and I want ID to be, or that will be the key. What we're talking about, not member. I want the ID to be the key, and then I want the next bit to be let me see, or I better save that out somewhere else so I can reuse it. If I say const members equals that, and then I can put members in there, and then I can explode members key. Thank you very much, Copilot. That worked. Awesome. Too many brackets. What have I got? I'm missing a bracket. That one. Let's see if Copilot completes it. It does not. Is that right? And then I'm missing another bracket. Why does it not like that? Expected semicolon. Let me see. That's the return. Oh, then I need one outside the return. There we go. Okay, so if I save this, hopefully it's remapped it so that this key is actually part of the object and is in the ID. No, I have busted it completely. Have I busted completely? Members key, that will give me the whole lot. That will return that.
Wait, if you find, let's say, collection.find and you put the empty object, which means it will find what is supposed to be find, like find all the objects or on the empty.
This is the search criteria, which I want to, if we get time at the end as our stretch goal, we can start doing that. But for now, I wanted to basically list everything.
Okay.
So it's going to list everything in the database, which is what we got before, but it puts the ID as the key. So what I thought of doing is getting the object keys. Actually, someone's just asking for Carl's GitHub link. Let me drop that in because Carl deserves this as well after all the awesome work he's done on our...
I like the avatar. It's so nice.
After all the awesome work he's done on our API. So yeah, so I thought I'd get the keys from the members, then I'll map over each key, and then we'll set the key to the ID, and then we'll, what's the word? Oh, I forget what this is called. We'll spread the object with that key, if that makes sense.
Okay. The question is, the member is an array or it's an object? I don't remember just before.
It should be objects. Let me do a console log of it so we can see what it looks like. It's a good point. So if I console log members, and we might be able to see the issues. If I do a refresh on here, nothing changes. Oh, it's a promise. That's why.
Yeah. I need to do a wait.
Yeah, my bad. So now if I save that and do that again, okay, it works. So we don't need the console log. I will remove the console log. Perfect. Okay, so we've got that. So we actually got real data coming out of the database, out of the actual DataStax database, and then we're going to enter some later. But let's leave the API for the moment. We'll leave it running on port 3001, and let's jump to, keep that running, and let's jump to the front end. So we have in here API. So let's create a Nuxt.js project and get started and display that data. So Maya, you lead us. What should we do first? I do have the documentation up if you want me to follow that as well.
So you can go to the doc. They have Nuxt have a very good documentation.
They do, yeah.
Yeah. So just need to copy. You don't need to copy like that. Just go to the right corner. Yeah.
Okay.
Copy it and play.
Okay, we'll call it UI. And then we'll have two folders. We'll call it UI. That's fine. What do you prefer, TypeScript or JavaScript?
I think TypeScript. We're already in TypeScript, right? So.
Okay, let's do it. I prefer NPM. What do you prefer?
For me, it's fine.
Okay, NPM. Yes. Okay. This is where it gets challenging. Which one do you prefer? You prefer Tailwind, I think.
Well, yeah, I like Tailwind because it's very straightforward, very simple to start, and it's already have a very good viewing. You can play with everything. Um, Other than that, you have Chakra UI, which is based on CSS in JS, CSS module, I think, or CSS JS, like side component. That's also cool. But go ahead, let's tell with CSS.
You want to go Tailwind, okay? And can we get a nice UI up quickly? Because I know that Beautify is really quick for getting UI, but I trust you. If you want Tailwind, whatever you decide, you're the boss. So shall I hit enter?
Yeah.
Okay. And do we want any of these to connect to our API, Axios?
I think we need Axios because we have a backend, right? So
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did see from the documentation it uses fetch as well. Is that part of? Okay, we'll use Axios. We'll go with your lead on this. And then what about this? Should we just keep these off to keep it simple?
Well, then just skip it.
Yeah, we'll just skip it to keep them off to keep it simple.
Just throw a bunch of errors on the screen.
Exactly. No testing framework. And what should we go? Single page? Should we go SSR?
SSR, universal.
Okay, and then Node?
Yeah.
Okay. And then the first one?
Yes, yes. No, wait.
Oh, no, if you're not using TypeScript. So none of these then.
So is it? So it should be semantic pull request or no? I have no idea. Okay.
I think it's none of these.
Okay, so just no.
I think no for that. My GitHub username, yes. And we'll use no. Oh, I selected Git. It might cause a problem because it's already within the Git repo. Oh dear.
Well,
oh dear.
On repo, like mono repo.
Yeah, I was doing a mono repo to keep it simple, but now I'm kind of regretting it.
mono repo is not simple. I've been using it and it drives me crazy.
I see people suggesting, agreeing with you, Chakra UI. I've never seen Chakra UI. Let me.
Chakra UI is pretty cool.
Chakra.
I think you should check it out. So I mean, maybe another live stream or something. But Chakra started at the React. I think the React UI library, and then was later on was written and was converted to Vue, so it supports Vue, and also have some accessibility support, which is pretty cool. I'm not just so into these components like.
Okay.
I'm used to Tailwind CSS where you can write it as your utility and then modify it by yourself. So yeah. But
no, that makes sense.
Definitely Chakra UI is great. Or even Beautify. Beautify.
Which one? Beautify.
And
Beautify.
Olga.
Okay.
Look like a worm or some sort. A worm lesson. Let me just write for you. I think Olga UI. Maybe.
Oh, you put it in the private chat. Yeah, sorry. Okay. Okay. Olga UI. Okay. I haven't seen that one. Yeah, these are new ones to me. Yeah, I had a look at this morning, Beautify, and this looked pretty cool for like rapid development. Like I was looking at List, and I just saw how you can get going really quickly with this. And I like Tailwind if you want like a lot more flexibility, but this just looked awesome to me. I thought that really, really cool. I really, really like this. I have to have a proper play with this.
It's great. It's like what? It's the first material UI library for Vue.
I see. Got you. Okay, so let me minimize the API and let's open the UI. So let me close these as well for the API. No, close that. We've got the UI. So we've created this, and according to documentation, we don't want to set up manually. We did it automatically, so that's all good. So we can go straight down to here. And then I'm guessing if I open package JSON, okay, we've got a dev mode.
Yeah,
So
so you just need to do your npm dev.
npm run dev.
Oh, you need to do npm install maybe?
No, I need to go into mono repo. I need to go into the right directory.
Oh my gosh.
I haven't used mono repo in years, and this is probably why. I think it makes it more confusing. I try to keep it simple for everybody, so I could push it up and people could then see it. But yeah, not so good. Yeah, my bad. Okay.
It reminds me of the time when I found a bug in one of my projects, and I couldn't understand why it never worked. And then what happened is that the reference tag between the mono repo is not correct.
Yeah, it's I don't know. I haven't used mono repo in years, and now I remember why. Carl says material stuff is so overused. Yeah, I think it is. Material and Bootstrap have always been overused, but for rapid for development, it's quite good. For hackathons and prototypes. But yeah, for something you're building like longevity, Tailwind or something like that is better. Definitely. Okay, no issues found. So if we open the browser and we go to localhost 3000, yay.
Yay. Okay, so let's do it.
Let's do it. Okay, so first thing we should probably do is we probably want to hard code a list on the page, and then we can then connect it to the API to not be hard coded anymore. What do you think?
Yeah, sounds good.
Okay, so if you want me to give you live code, VS Code live share, so you can type, we can do that as well.
How do we do that?
Oh, okay, no worries. I can just there's live share, so you can code on my screen. But don't worry, I can code. You can tell me what to type. We'll see how we get on. So what should we do first? So if we want a list, what should we do first?
So we want a list, so we should have a list component, right?
Okay.
So let's go to components and create a new component called list.view.
Okay. Should I say list members? Does that make sense?
Makes sense.
Okay. So I've got this. Okay. Now what I do?
So now is to create 3 tags. So script, yes, the template, the script, and the template and the script.
I just hit enter. I don't know what happened here. Is this correct?
Okay. This is also correct. So just go up to the top, and then have a template.
Okay.
This one you're using composition API, or you're using composition API and not using Nuxt, so I'm not sure it will work.
Okay, so we can empty script. I can delete everything in script, and you can let me know what to.
Okay, export
What's right?
So we need a div for list member.
Oh, look! I see. It's already. This is. Can you see my screen? This is Copilot.
Yeah. Oh, so that is Copilot. I was about to ask where the Copilot you were talking about.
Yeah, this is the Copilot. So I've hit tab. It accepts it. And then, okay, it's suggesting that.
So do we want to do a header, or we just want to
No, we keep it simple for now, but this is where Copilot will generate some examples. Here we go. So this is actual, like, it's trying to generate entire solutions as well. So it's another option, another solution, and so forth. So for now, maybe let's keep it really simple. So we probably want to close the div. And then should we do something really, really ugly for now and just do a normal list? Does that work?
Yeah, this works. And the before members, wow.
Wow, okay.
Wow, I'm impressed.
Okay, no, I don't want a link to the person. We're not going to have a profile page, but let me close that.
The text maybe?
Yes, so.
You have a key on the LI first.
Yeah, so, okay, is that correct? Member.name, is that?
I think so.
Okay, then we'll do a P of member, no, it won't be email. We'll do member.github, and then I will create, oh, not double P, that's my bad. And then we'll do underneath member location. We'll just do those. I think that's what we've got in the API. Let me check.
Let's just go back. Wait, let's just go back for one moment.
Yeah.
If you go back
GitHub
to
link.
the code. Yeah, so
Yeah.
on the LI, just add the key.
Got you.
I would expect Copilot to autocomplete this for me.
Yeah.
Should be 2 dots in the front.
Oh, okay. Does that mean it's a variable?
No. In the front of the key, yeah. It means that this is the beginning of the.
Oh, right at the beginning. Okay, got you. Sorry, my bad.
Yeah, so it's telling you that this is variable. It's not a text.
Okay, got you.
So what it actually is, I don't know. You need to share.
I'm eating. You don't want it. These things are really, really strong. Fisherman's Friend. Like a bit of advertising for Fisherman's Friend. I'll be nibbling on those throughout. Okay, so then can we hard code some data in the script so that list is generated in the UI, but it's not coming from the API? Does that work?
Yeah, that will work. So let's say export default.
Okay, let's see if come on, Copilot export default. Okay, Copilot, yes.
Name list member. Wow. Okay.
Is that good? Do we want that?
Yeah,
Probably.
We want to give it the name of the component, so it's always good to have a name.
Okay.
And props. No, we don't need. No. Well, we can leave it empty for now. So props can have.
Okay.
The question, are we going to? Yeah, probably yes. We leave the prop empty and.
Okay.
And member right now, I don't need to. And then data. Actually, you know what? Let's just. We want to try this one, or we're going to use it in the view, right? So let's just pass the member as a prompt instead of using the data.
What's the difference passing it as a prop rather than as a data?
Because the data is like local state. So
okay.
So you can put the data inside and stay inside the component, and it's not no one know about it. Only the component know about it. The prop form is like in props, so it will pass. You can pass a list to it. So if we're going to fetch the data from the server, so it will be done in page and not in component level. So it should be passed to the list members component as a prop.
Got you. Shall we just do it as data for now and then we can move it to props later? What do you think? Keep it simple?
Yeah, sure. So let's say data as a function. Yeah.
Okay.
And we can return members.
It's doing it already for me. This is awesome.
Wow. Oh, no, seriously. It gave you all the data? Oh, I've got to try it.
Okay, there we
You still have the invitation. Can you share with me?
I will see what we can do to get you access. Yeah, literally, it just wrote the dummy data and this. Will this work? I don't know if this is correct. I'm pressing accept on everything, but I don't know if it's correct.
Dummy data is always my problem because I hate creating dummy data. It's like, no, why? Do I need to repeat that? Do I need to think of a name? That's so cool.
Okay, so you think this will work? Should I try it?
No, not yet. So let's go to page. Because it's a component, so you need to use the component.
Yes, true. Okay, so page, good point.
Now let's just delete the tutorial.
Okay.
And replace it with list member. Yeah.
Oh, no, it auto-completed it wrong. List member.
No, this is what you call. This is okay. In Vue, everything with capital, and let's say the component, if everything with capital, will be auto converted to lowercase with the dash here. So don't worry about that. And
okay.
Really cool. Wow.
Oh yeah, it was trying to do all the extra stuff, but no, we don't want that. Oh. So you said it closes like this, is that correct?
Yeah. And let's try.
Okay, I've saved it. Okay, well, how confident everyone watching? How confident are we gonna? This is gonna work. Like 1 to 10. The API, I said 9, and it was like a 2. But with this, because it's Maya, I'm thinking it's gonna be like an 11 out of 10. Let's go have a look. But put in the chat what you think. Oh, we got an error.
Oh, wait. Oh, you need to
Uh,
close the UI.
Oh, that's my error. Yes, I didn't close that. I got carried away. Oh, and Copilot suggests that for me. Thank you. Okay, so did that work?
Refresh.
Refresh. Ah, yes, that worked.
Yep.
Okay, awesome. Okay, what I'm gonna do is we've got Tailwind, right? Could we just put a border around like each person just so we can see it more clearly?
Yeah. So let's just do class. So each person, right? So let's just do a class on the UI.
Yeah.
And in Tailwind, we're using class utility. You can always override class, but let's try with the number one. So let's say border. I should be B border, I
Oh,
think.
okay.
1 second. Let me go check on Tailwind. It's I don't remember exactly how to do a border B and then one, I think. 1 second.
We can bring up the docs. None of us remember. I think it's a good example to everybody to realize that you don't have to remember everything.
So border dash, the full name of the border, and then dash one. So you need
What?
to write the whole border
Yeah. Oh, right. The whole word border.
and then one, because the other one means that it's overlap with the B, which important position as usual.
Okay, got you. Did I do that correctly?
So then you need to also, I think you need to create a border color maybe. So let's try this color.
Are you? You can put it in the chat, in the public
Yeah.
chat as well. That's fine. Here we go. Border indigo 600. Okay. Aha. Now it's formatted it to multiple lines. Let's see. Oh no, I didn't like that. I did add Tailwind. I'm pretty sure I did. Now I'm worried that I didn't.
So 1 second, let's just go to the class. Can you detect the class there?
Let's have a look.
And detect the class, yeah.
Let me reduce this down a bit. So the class is there, and let's see, do we have anything? Oh yeah, yes we do.
So I guess you need to, we define border. Oh, you need to add another one called border. So it's supposed to be border one, and border indigo 600.
Ah, okay, got you. Yes, okay, that looks good now. Okay, perfect. So now we can see the separation. So there's 4 entries, which makes sense. So I'm guessing I could do like a M2. Does that like do a margin or something?
Yeah, that's what we apply the margin for all corner.
Perfect. Okay, awesome. That looks better now already.
If you want to do the padding, you can also give a P2 or something.
Let's do a padding 2 as well. P2. I like that idea. Perfect. Cool. Okay. Hopefully everyone's following along. We've got a bit of padding now. We've got a margin. We've got a border. We can see this. So this data is hard coded down here. Okay. So the next thing we want to do is shall we connect up the real data? So it's coming. So what we'll see now, for example, this is John and Jane. But in our API, we actually have Eddie, test2, test, and so forth. We'll add some more people shortly. Okay. So shall we connect that up?
Yep, let's go. Let's go ahead and add that.
Okay, so what do I need to do?
So I guess you need to go to the page, index.vue.
Okay, is this, okay, yeah.
And in Nuxt, you can actually tell the page to reload some data before it render the component. So like that we're using async data.
Okay.
Data. Yeah. So
yep.
Okay, let me just write in the public chat.
Actually, you know what? Let me give you VS Code access. Let's do a live share. Let me grab you a link. If I share it, let then you should be able to then join a lot easier. 1 second. Here we go. I'm just logging in. It's just creating a link. You have VS Code installed, right?
Yeah.
Okay, let me send you on the private chat the link. If it's the first time you use it, it might ask you to log in with your GitHub. It might ask you to and so forth. Have a look at that and async data. Okay, got you. Yeah, it'll be easier than you asking me to type everything, I suppose, when it gets into this nitty gritty, and I can catch up with the chat as well. So everyone, what do you think of Nuxt.js so far and Nest.js? So apart from my stupid .env being in the wrong folder, yes, I did. It's a terrible mistake. I will one day have a live stream go seamlessly with no mistakes, but I'm waiting for that day to happen. What do you think of Nest.js, and what do you think of Nuxt.js, which is Vue? So I've really impressed so far how to get something up and running, quite quickly. It just seems so much easier than Next.js. Sorry, Kenrick, if you're still here. This just seemed like so much easier. People should use whatever works for themselves. It seems pretty cool so far. I'm now looking forward to seeing how it connects to the API. I'm guessing it's going to be, fairly straightforward. And then we'll do a form, and then we will save then we'll post data to the API, and then to the API we will then need to save that data in database, and so forth. But it will just be literally passing the JSON object through the stack and to the database, and then when we do the get again, we have the extra data. Let's have a look at the chat. So Nuxt.js is awesome, but I think JavaScript frameworks are almost done reinventing the wheel. I don't know. They need to invent the wheel all the time. I'm sure more will come out. Using Laravel and Nux is awesome. Okay, cool. So using Laravel, which is a PHP framework for your API, then Nux at the front end. Nice. That made me think I am going to have to add a cause to the API because it's running. Yesterday when we were using Next.js, because it has like a serverless backend, that you don't have to add cause because it's on the same server. But now the API is running on port 3001 and Nux is running on port 3000. We will have to add cause to allow it. So it should be fine. I mustn't forget to do that. But the good thing is with cause, you actually get an error and it's clear what it is. What a beautiful lie you told yourself there. Oh, sorry, what was that, Maya?
No, I'm just asking how long I'm going to start this. Okay. I need to start a live share, I think.
No, you don't have to start it because I've started it. You should be able to join mine. If the link I sent you in private, if you use that link, it might ask you to install live share plugin on VS Code. But
yeah, I already installed it.
Okay, and if you might have to click the link again, and I should get a request, and I can then just allow you to join. Sorry, Willie, no Slack. It's a Discord only community. Slack's for like enterprise people. I did that with my voice. And then we've also got Mikey saying, no such thing as a smooth live stream. Yeah, so true. Express with Firebase and Next.js. Okay, cool. I used to use Firebase a lot, not so much anymore because I can't do automated testing because you can't do an offline mode. It has got an emulator, but I didn't like that, which is why I use DataStax, because they're AstraDB in the cloud. Not only does it give me like free in the cloud stuff, but also it's got a Docker container that I can just run locally and I can just test as much as I want locally. Let me get a link for that if you want to sign up and have a play. But it's I don't know, it's pretty cool. You can use it over REST, you can use it via document API, or you can use GraphQL, which I haven't used yet. I need to have a go at that. And you can also go super powerful because it's Cassandra underneath, fully open source. You could go Cassandra query language, but I haven't done that yet either. No request has come in yet. Sometimes you need to kind of re-click on the link for it to come in.
I click on the link several times. It's telling me that it's fine. Oh, you activated something? Oh, only now it's activated. 1 second. it tell me that I installed LiveShare, and now it's telling me that it's actually installing LiveShare right now. Wow.
Yeah, you should. The Live Share plugin should get installed, and then you'll have it always here on the side, so you can invite people to yours if you want. But yeah, you do need it when joining somebody else's. It's an awesome plugin to have. I do have a video coming out on the awesome plugins that I use. So I don't have loads, but a video on like the popular ones. But you shouldn't have to start a live share. It should automatically join you to one once you've got the plugin.
Okay, so now I can do share now.
No, don't do share. Click the link and then hopefully it will work.
Oh,
Because
okay.
if you do share, you'll invite me to yours. But if you click the link and you've got it installed, it should know that I'm inviting you to one, and it will come up here as participants.
Okay.
So fingers crossed. It will come up any moment now. I don't have a countdown.
Did you see me coming up?
No, nothing yet. Maybe I need to open and close VS Code. That does sometimes happen. Let me close it and reopen it, I think. Code quit. I'll do a new link, one sec. Upper directory code. Let me grab you a new link. So if you look at my screen, when I do live share, I'm going to do share because I'm going to invite you to mine. So if I do share, it creates a link and it puts it into my clipboard. And then I will share that to you privately. Mikey's giving us a countdown. Thanks, Mikey. I'll give you another link. Here's another link to try, and hopefully this time it will work.
Okay. Now it tells me I have several options.
Hopefully we're getting warmer.
It's loading. It's loading the file tree.
Okay, I'll keep an eye on my screen. Or maybe you need to restart your VS Code. Could
Very
be.
possible.
It does happen sometimes, yeah. Did I see something come up? Yes. Oh, anonymous because you're not logged in. Okay, I'm guessing that's you. Accept. Okay, so is that you? Have you been able to join?
Yeah, it's me. I saw it.
Okay, perfect. So it's you. No one else saw the link on the screen and started joining. So that's cool. Okay, awesome. So so you drive, so you can do the parts that you want. And if I right click on this and say follow you, as you switch files and scroll up and down, it will automatically do it. Then that way I have to try and follow you manually.
Okay. So now I'm going back to the index file. I think you saw it, right? Okay. So I'm going to do an async call, which is async data. If I'm not wrong, it's 1 second. So async data. Yeah. So you can wait. I just move it back here.
No worries. I think we're still following you.
And okay. So here we go. I'll just copy the header of the code. And here we have async data. It says async. So I just copy from the
documentation. Cool.
documentation.
Oh, actually, can I interrupt for a second?
Yes.
Can I be naughty and delete that? I just want to see if Copilot does the complete for us. So you typed in async data. I just want to see if it's smart enough to know what goes inside. Now, this looks different to what you had. Is this... No, that's different to what you had, though.
It's different, but it's pretty similar, to be honest.
Okay, I'll let you continue. Sorry, you continue to what you were doing.
Well, technically, let's say an artist, by right, Nux come up with internal, basically, yes, you don't need to really install issues because internally, Nux have HTTP, which is viewing for
Okay.
fetching the data. But again, you can always use fetch, not unneeded. And then you can do card members before, this is how wait, we go to fetch, which actually, see, I don't have Copilot. I actually want to have Copilot. It's so cool.
It's good. I should use it more. Sometimes I forget that I've got it there, and I try and don't give it that split second to give a suggestion.
So HTTP, you have to get, that's the sending the GET request. There should be
Okay.
API, right? API.
Let me check. It was just members, no API, just members.
So just member, okay.
And it was on HTTP localhost 3001.
So it should be the HTTP.
Oh, sorry, no S because it's localhost. I might have said S, but I didn't. I meant without S.
3001.
Yeah.
And then after we just return the members pattern property of that object. This is actually the data, and then we'll fetch it by the API, and it will be mapped to the local state members, and then we can do it here.
Oh, this is to pass it in about the props you spoke about earlier.
Yeah, exactly.
Got you.
So members for cool, but not finished because we need to actually declare that we have data. So it's like just in case that there's no member and the first while waiting for the data to be low, we will have.
Okay.
I always gave me probably any. I don't remember how this will work in TypeScript. I will need this one for help with from Copilot. So here in list member, we need to pass it as the prop. So we make small and then we do type.
Okay.
Right. And we do type in array, which means we receive the prop as an array, and then we give a default value of. Actually, I don't want to give a default value because I want it to be a required. Anyway, we need it to be required because we don't want to use the component without passing any props to it.
Okay.
And here we can just. It doesn't let me do comment out. Why?
Oh, does it not? Okay, I can do it. No problem. I didn't realize that. Okay, so I'll comment that out. Like
Okay,
say.
thank you.
No problem.
And then it's save.
Okay, there is an underline on that file on async data. Does that matter?
I think
Is it
it's
just
TypeScript.
Oh, is it TypeScript thing? Okay, let's see if it builds. Let's have a look. Or does it complain? No, it built. No issues found. Okay, so let's see. Oh, cannot read property get of undefined.
So maybe it doesn't have the HTTPS. Wait, let me try again. If it's HTTP, it's supposed to have.
We can check the docs as well. There's nothing wrong with checking the docs.
Oh, wait, I'm sorry. So you need to install the HTTP as a module. Sorry.
No worries. So what was that? What do you need to change? Sorry.
So here we just need to delete that, and we use a normal fetch.
Okay.
So basically, Copilot will write everything wrong.
Okay, got you.
Yes.
Why does it still not like that?
Still doesn't like it?
Still doesn't like it. Did it throw an error on the front end? Okay, we did get it. Hopefully it's a bit more descriptive. The issue is invalid prop, type check failed for prop members, expected array but got a response. Is it because
I need to do something like this.
is it because let me see, will it be out of fetch? Won't it have a response? And then don't we need to do members and then do something like I don't know, Copilot saying members JSON. I don't know if that's correct or not, but would it be members like .data or something like that?
Maybe to JSON.
We can check. So if I put this back to what it was, let's just test Copilot. Let's see how good is Copilot. Still doesn't like that. Let me console log members as well, and we can see what's inside members. Let's have a look and see. Here we go. So it's response, size, timeout, body, status 200, okay. So it made the call correctly, but let's see if someone in the chat says...
Away is supposed to give you the data, so you still need to do member with JSON.
It must be something. Let me see. There is a .json, you're right. Let's try that again and do a log of that one. We've got Sassy in, again, hopefully I pronounced your name right. Is this Vue 2 or Vue 3 style? I don't know. It's a question from Maya.
This is actually Vue 2 style.
Okay.
Well, I'm not sure about Nuxt 3. Nuxt 3 haven't come out yet. So I don't want to do something that I haven't tried yet. But if it is a Vue application, then I'll definitely go for Vue 3. But because it's not, so. Okay. Used already.
What I did, just to show you what I changed, I'd used .json and it said it was a promise, so I did an await in front of it, and I console logged it, and I just kept it down here as a duplicate as well. So let's see. Oh, it's probably going to... I'm surprised we didn't get a cause error. We should have got a cause error because I need to add cause to the backend. Let me do that now before I forget real quick. And if you want to have a look at the code on your VS Code at the same time, feel free. But I need to add cause to the API because I need to enable cause and then just leave it empty on the API. So I'm going to go back to there for a second. But you can still work at the same time, Maya. I want to go to source. I'm going to go to main. And I'm just going to add cause to here to enable it to work. And let me now close the API folder. And let me... Oh, it did console log the data, by the way, on the front end.
Oh, so it swaps.
Yeah, it says body used already, which is a bit weird. Oh, maybe because I got the console log. I don't know what...
Maybe.
It doesn't like the console log using JSON. Let me remove that.
Let's say respond, and then you return the response JSON. Try that.
Got you. Then we can remove it from here probably as well, right? Yeah.
Let's try it.
Okay. Let's save that and try. Let's have a look. Okay, so API is up and running. No issues found on there. Let's try the UI. And we're cooking on gas. So now everyone can see this is not the hard-coded data that I had in here. It was John, Jane, Bob, and Sue. But you can see this is real data from the database in the cloud, which is awesome. So if I go to my DataStax account, which I logged in with GitHub. Oh, I need to log in real quick. This page probably has timed out. It has. And we log in again. Oh, Richard's saying Nux only works with Vue 2 at the moment. I guess, yeah, when Vue 3 comes out, it takes time for the other frameworks and libraries to do that, to catch up.
Because Vue 3 came out with a lot of breaking changes, especially on how to write plugins and everything supported, only support the plugin extension. So it takes time to actually adjust the code base to it. So, yeah.
Exactly. Okay, awesome. I was just seeing if the reads update, but it might take a moment for it to all update across. But definitely, we are definitely reading the data here out of the database. So that's worked. We've got the pulling from the database to the API, from the API to Nuxt.js being displayed. And we can prove this even further by actually adding data on a post. So what do you think? So we jump into the API part first, then we'll come back to Nux in a second to do the form and the post. So I jump to the API, and if I now go to the controller, and let's hopefully Copilot can help me. So what I'm going to do is just hit enter, get members ID. That would be pretty valid, but it's not one I want. Let's see what else it comes up with. No, get me a post. Okay, but what you can do with Copilot, you can say post member data, and then it auto, oh, that was not very good. Usually it's much better than that. Okay, let me start. If I do post, and we're going to say go to members, it's correct, and we're going to say save members, member any, and then we're going to do, oh god, is it body, I think? Oh god, I forget. At body. I think that's what we need. Why does it not like that? Yeah, I haven't finished yet. Wait a second. Okay, and it's going to suggest app service save member, which is correct. So thank you very much. It will underline it because it doesn't exist yet. Not sure why it's underlining that one. Okay, I'll come back to that in a second. That's fine. So if I go now to the service, and we've got a get, but we also want, it should be a lot easier because we've already got the config set up. So now we're going to go async save. Oh, save member singular. Member singular, perfect. And we're going to have a member. Thank you very much, Copilot. Let's see. Oh, wow. It auto-completed all of it for us.
Wow.
But that should be a create, not a save. But what I'm going to do different is just to, because we've got no validation, just to prove no loads of rubbish is getting saved in the database, I do want to name the parts, name the properties that we want. So we want member.name. You can do proper validation with Nest.js, but I'm not going to do that now just for simplicity. GitHub and then location and location. If any other data comes through, we just ignore it rather than save it in database. Okay, so the service is good. I'm happy with that. We're going to save it into the Next.js key space, and it's going to be the members collection, and it should add to the list we've already got. This body, what have I done wrong with this body? Let me have a look at the docs and remind myself. Let me see.
Well, this Copilot is cool, but it's kind of worrying me, because you can easily forget about typing the whole code, and you can just let it do everything that you're supposed to.
Yeah, it's true. It's true. It does do a lot more than it's going to learn as well. It's only going to get better, I think, which is pretty awesome. I think it's only going to get better. Okay, so body. What have I done wrong with body? Looking for an example. Post. 1 second. Oh, what am I doing? Trying to type too fast. Let me see. What's wrong? Oh, I know why. Eddie, that's so silly. Open close brackets. It's a function. Okay, so now I've got body coming in, and I've got it's saving. So let's do it. We could do a test, a real quick test. In the right folder, I'm going to create a new file, and I'm going to call it request.http. And all I'm going to do is make a request to our, it's a bit like Postman. So I'm just going to grab the URL, and I'm going to say post to that URL. And we're going to have content type of application JSON. Thank you very much, Copilot. And then the data we're going to send is, oh, okay, wow, it completes for us. Thank you. No, I'll change that because we've already got that. We haven't got Maya yet, so we'll add Maya to the system, and we'll do location, and we will do I don't know how to spell Israel. Oh my word! Oh my god! I don't know how to spell it. Copilot, help me.
Copilot cannot help you with that. Here you go. I just
Is
write for you.
that's not Israel? Oh my word! Yes, please write it for me. Please save my life.
I wrote it in the chat, in the private chat.
Okay, thank you. Hopefully, no one. Oh, I got the letters the wrong way around. I was close-ish. Hopefully, no one saw. No one saw, right? Okay, good. It's a private live stream, not public, right? So, and then we want to do GitHub, which we will just do as Maya. Oh, actually, no, I can get your real GitHub because I do have it open. Here we go.
Maya Shavin, yeah.
There we go. Oh, did not mean to press that. There we go. Okay, so what we should do in theory, we can send this post request and let's see. Let me go back to the API and let's do the get. This is the members. We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I've just done a refresh. We still have 5. So let me send this request and see if we end up with 6. It created it. Okay, so that's good. Let's go to here. Hopefully we have 6. And we do. We have 6. And Maya is here. So we know the API works. That is awesome. Okay, awesome. So the API works. So we're happy with that. Now let's close these and go back to the Nuxt.js app and the front end. And we will do a form and a post. So what do we do next? And I'll check the chat as well, see if anyone has any questions. Has Maya's camera frozen? I don't know. Maya, can you give us a wave?
I have no idea why my camera is frozen.
Oh, it has frozen. Good spot. Thank you, Sashi. Yeah, maybe disable it and re-enable it. Yeah, good idea.
Okay, I'm back.
You're back. Perfect. Okay. Technical issues. I think we've had 2 technical issues, or maybe 3, and they usually come in 3. So hopefully that's the end of the technical issues. Hopefully. Okay, cool. So next up, you know what? I didn't create GitHub issues for these. It's terribly my bad. I should have created GitHub issues, but that's fine. We're almost done now. So the form. So we need a form and we need to post the data. So how would we go about doing that?
So we need a form to add the member, right? So we need a form with the field for name and GitHub and probably location.
Okay.
So let's just create a component for.
Let me follow you again. Follow you so we can see what you're up to. Here we go.
So, okay. So let's go. We have a member, add member. View. Okay. So this is the form that we're supposed to have for adding member.
Okay.
And so we just do templates, and we have for view, and we have another one for script tag, for view, just normal text. And let's see. So now we need a form, which is a form. What is it? How to complete for me. And okay, so and then we have in the form we have an input field, which is a field, which is the containing of the input field, and we do a label for name. This one will say member name. Okay, and now let's go for input. And then we'll do up input up. By the way, how to say that?
The at, yeah, the at.
The at is the shortcut for assigning the mod, like two-way binding.
Okay.
So you can actually write something like this, the model, I think. The model.
Oh, I think you're missing a quote up above. That's why it's highlighted a bit weird.
Yeah.
Okay, so V module or at, is that the alternative, the equivalent?
This is V module means that you bind the variable to the input field completely, and or you can do V bind. I think for also for it. Also for VBind, but for VBind is not so. I never really used VBind unless I'm using to pass it as prop. anyway, so Vue module is the full one,
Okay.
and we can use add something in model. Input no value. Okay. Wait, okay. I just don't remember how to write it. No, sorry. Okay.
No
Our
worries. It happens to all of us.
supposed to be this Vue module. Just ignore what I say about the add at the shortcut for Vue module. I was completely wrong. I'm sorry. It's one two-way button. So let's say name. We will back to a field for name. And we can also add. Add is mean that on click, like rebind of the function. So it's like you do rebind and then you do change. I think change here. Then you put a function name inside, it will bind to the event on change of the input field. Or you can write something like act. They also
Okay.
bind to the thing. But I guess we don't really need it to because we already bind the whole that variable into that. So, oh no, sorry. Don't mind me, please. So let's say we need to put a placeholder because it's important. So enter name, something like that. And now we can copy everything and pass it here. And then we have this one supposed to be location and location. Let's see, location. Then the last one is GitHub. So GitHub, and we also do GitHub here. GitHub. Okay, so now we have three different modules. So we're going to we need to have them. So we need to go to data, which is function with the local state of the component. And then when we return here, we have input, my input and name is empty string. And also location is empty string, the first initial value, and GitHub. Okay, good. And now we need a function to submit, right? So we need to
Okay.
submit a function, submit the data to the server. So we go to methods. Methods is where we put all the functionalities that we use, all the
Got
function of
you.
the methods we use within the component. So let's say on change, something like this, and should be sorry, not on change, supposed to be on submit.
And is on submit just what you're calling it, or is it a special name?
Oh, what just I'm calling it because also
Okay.
submit the form that I'll change like any few changes. So here we can do submit. Let's say hi. No. You remember how the form looks like?
Oh,
Form.
the. Oh my God, I can't think either.
I actually don't remember how to write it. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. Something must be wrong for me.
No, I think because we don't do it that often, and we use a lot of frameworks that take care of it for us. Wait a second, let me check. I can't believe I can't think of that.
Yeah,
That
I also can't believe that.
that's that's shocking. Let me see. I just must be able to remember it.
Okay, let's say
Someone hopefully in the chat can help us out. I forget. Submit on chain. Yeah, so they're saying you could use at submit. I don't know. I haven't tried that. That must be a Vue
okay,
thing.
okay, got it. Thank you. I want. Ah, doing this live stream is very hard because you keep forgetting things.
Yeah, coding live is hard, but it's we've got loads of people in the audience who want us to succeed and are helping us, so that's good. Yeah, and it seems happy about that. Didn't throw an error, so that's looking good. Okay,
Let's
so
add a button. Sorry.
oh,
Let's
with
add
the
a button,
button makes sense.
and the button should be a type equal submit. Let's put it at admin menu. And then go admin menu. Right. Okay, submit this. So it should be, let's say,
Do you want to do a console log first? Let's just see if we're getting the data, and then we can connect it up to the API afterwards.
yeah, that would be great. So let's just do
Would it be this dot name? Is that how it works?
yeah, this dot name. So everything on the data actually local state. So everything is bind to this.
Okay.
So you can do something like this dot name and probably another one. There was another console log that you can actually list itself in an object style, right? I remember some sort of.
Yeah, I do comma, and then I do this dot location,
Okay, cool.
and then comma. Oh, not out the space, and then this dot GitHub. So,
Okay.
should I save that? Should we try it?
Yeah, try it.
Okay, let's have a
Wait,
look.
We need to actually put it somewhere we're going to use it, right? So let's go back.
Oh yes, you didn't add it yet. Yes, that's true. Of course,
Let's go back
add it above the list. I think maybe above the list.
above the list. Okay. Then, okay, so let's just say at member and oh, it doesn't autocomplete for me.
No, you won't. You won't get the Copilot auto stuff, and you won't get the autocomplete either.
I can't believe it. No. Now I need autocomplete. Now I need the Copilot.
We have a question which we'll come to in a moment. Can we store them all in a single object? So let's come back to that in a moment. Let's test it, and then we can see. Template root requires one element. Do we need to wrap this in a div or something?
Yeah. Again, I'm used to Vue 3. Okay.
Would that work?
Yeah, should work.
That's what Copilot gave me, so I just hit tab and accepted it. Okay, let's have a look. UI's rebuilding. Oh, it looks good. It's got form fields. And we've got a button. Okay, so let's do a test. So we'll do Eddie, location in Portugal, and we'll just do EJ for short. Add, and we get a console log, and we get a page refresh. Okay, so we got the console log. That did work. Can we also do, can we do an event prevent the propagation?
Yes, that's absolutely can. So we just need to do an event, I think. And then event dot event event propagation.
I thought it was a propagation, yeah. Shall I see if Copilot does it for us?
Okay.
Let me see.
If Copilot one can do
Let me
that.
see. Event dot prevent default tab. Does that look good?
Yeah, I guess different default is good enough.
Let's try it and see. Let me see. Okay, I think it's refreshed already. AAA, VBB, CCC, and yeah, it worked. Thank you, Copilot.
Cool. And let's just add the button a little bit of colors and
Yeah, add some styling to it. You go ahead. Let me go back to following you on live share as well. If I go back to live share and I say follow you, then my VS Code will follow you. Okay, cool. We'll put some styling in.
So let's just go to class. We also have class to say if we want to add a little of background, so we can have background. What the color did we use? Indigo, right? Indigo 600. And check works. And now we want to make a bit of shadow. I don't remember exactly what a box shadow supposed to be. So let's just try 2, I guess. And have a bit of brown color. So we have brown and
Okay, while you're doing that, I'm just going to make my screen a bit wider. Also answer some questions. Why do you think they made it invite only? They made it invite only like most of the time because they're still in beta. They're still ironing out some issues. So they don't want like the world to join. They want feedback. They obviously want people to use it in a real life scenario, which is why they love us doing these live streams. But they don't want like too many people using it. Otherwise, they cannot handle all the requests coming in, any issues that come up, going through all the logs. So they do need some, but such a small percentage. But I do see people in the Eddie Hub community already getting access to, I think Karuna got it yesterday or today, same Koalia, Nick's got it already, quite a few other people in the Eddie Hub community. So we do have a lot of GitHub team members in the Eddie Hub community. So they do see people collaborating and then think, oh, if they're on the list, let me add them and so forth. So yeah, as I've got a banner here somewhere, where is it? Collaboration first, code second. So it's really, really important.
Okay, so I guess I done it. Try it.
Try it. We ready? Okay, let's go. So this is the styling. Let's have a look.
I really hope so.
Did that load?
Let me
did that rebuild? Seems to be happy. Let me just make sure it's saved from my end as well. Oh, it is. It's very faint. I think there is something there.
So it's supposed to be, wait one moment. Oh, I think I just got the wrong, the name is wrong. So it's supposed to be VG, not background. Let's go back. VG stands for background. And then you have the dash and the number and the column.
Yes. Okay. Now we can see that.
Okay. So let's just add a little bit of padding and P4. And then P4, and then we have a text. So it should be text. Right. Let's try.
Let's do it. Oh, I didn't like that. Is it still rebuilding? No, it seems to be fine. No, it rebuilt. I didn't like that.
Wait, it doesn't like that. Okay, text, color. Yeah, I was in the right one. Why doesn't it like that? There's supposed to be text 4.
While you're doing that, I want to add something as well. If I can do a P2.
Maybe P2 instead of P4.
Oh, you did a P. Sorry, ignore me. Ignore me. There we go. That's better. I think it took a moment to reload.
Okay, so let's just reverse it back to P2. This 4 is too much.
Oh, that reloaded really fast that time. Okay, awesome.
Okay. And this is how this is all the class you need in order to make the button. And if you change, let's say rounded, it means that you have the round corner. So if you put only rounded form, it will make everything is completely circularized. So let's try this.
That looks cool. That's good.
Yeah. So yeah.
Awesome. Okay, so we know it works. We know we've got it styled. How can we get it adding to the list, making a post?
So let's just add into the. So we need to use not a fetch event, but.
Let me follow you again so we can see where you're up to. Oh no, I am following you. Okay, perfect.
Okay, so let's we go to the art submit, and we know that we already have on the item here. So let's replace it with first of all, let's change it to an async function, and then we're going to do, let's say we're going to send the result by wait, and we have, because we have ASIOs supposed to be already installed in outside. Just one moment, I want to check. Yeah, we already have ASIOs installed here. So now it's time to use this ASIOs, and we can use, oops, once again, ASIOs. By the way, ASIOs have a very nice website documentation for the module. So let me just send it to you.
Yeah, please do.
Eddie.
Yeah, please do.
Yeah. So now you can have that one and just in the private chat.
Perfect, got it. Let me bring it up on the screen so people can see.
Okay. So.
Oh, got you. This is for Nuxt.js usage of Axios. Okay, very nice.
So every module has its own website for documentation.
Right.
And then we're using Nuxt content in the background, which is the module for writing in markup content editor. It's pretty neat from the Nuxt team. So let's go back here and we have send the pool, which is HTTPS and HTTP, right? And localhost 3001. Is it?
Yeah, 3001, that's correct. /members.
Members. Okay. And what we want to do now? Maybe let's try Copilot know how to complete this site.
Okay, let's have a look. So let me see. Bracket. Oh, why did it jump? This router push. No, that's not correct. Because I suppose that's what people do, right? They're going to want usually redirect to the page of the ID, but we don't want that. We just want to, let me see what other suggestions it gives. Because we don't want to, we don't want any redirects. We don't want any router pushes. You can do a toast success. Okay, interesting. No, not very good suggestions on that.
Well, yeah, so I guess we can just go with, let's say, putting the data inside. So we have name. Is that what we need to have? Name.
Name, location, and GitHub.
I need to actually put this name, location. This location again. GitHub. And this should be okay. We can also console log the result. And just for now, let's see how it goes.
Okay, that seems simple enough. So can we give it a go?
Yeah.
Let's try it. I'm always excited to do it. So we do AAA, BBB, CCC. Oh, did this refresh? I don't know if it did. I'm guessing it did. I don't know if it did or didn't. We should have an extra one on the list if it did. I think it worked.
You did?
Yeah, it did. AAA, BBB, CCC. It did work. So if I refresh this page, then a new one will appear. If I refresh, and we have ABB, CCC already appeared. So maybe we could just, could we display a number at the top? Is that quite easy to do in Vue? So if we went to, let me try and guess with my limited use of Vue, list members. So you've got the members list. So up here, I could do something like, I don't know, just do a p tag. And then could I do something like members.length? Would that work?
Yep, it will work.
And so, yeah, it's a 7. So let me add 8. Location is, I have no idea, Asia. And their username is going to be awesome coder. And then, yes, we haven't got the page reloading or data reload or anything like that. We refresh, we get 8. So now we have like a full end-to-end getting data in the database and getting it out of the database quite easily. That is pretty cool. And we've been going for how long? Almost 2 hours. Almost 2 hours. But I think that's pretty good going. You know, we had a few challenges, but I think it was definitely worth it. And it does seem very intuitive. So any React fans out there, I do think this is more intuitive than React. Vue does seem. But I need to play with Vue a lot more and Nuxt.js a lot more. I do like it.
If you play with composition API, you will love it. If you get so used to React hooks, then composition API is just a song. I totally love it.
That's pretty cool. I need to play with it a lot more. I do want to make a real-time map. So if I go to the EdiHub community, not API project, sorry. This is our organization. We almost have 1,000 members. But if I go to an old repo that I want to revive and redo, it's what it is we've got, if I click on this, hopefully it makes it bigger. What we had was the events down the left of what's happening in Discord, and then in the middle, what it would do, it would zoom to the person's space as they interacted with the community and collaborated, show them their pin and highlight it, and then for 5 seconds, and then zoom out and show everybody else's. So I need to rebuild this. We've got the API and Discord bot coming along. Next week, my goal is to spend more time on that, and then we'll have to rebuild the map. I did this in Angular, but no one wanted to get involved in it, so I'm going to redo it. And it was with Firebase, so now we're moving away from Firebase to use DataStax, so we can write automated testing and keep it like really, really nice and clean. And I'm going to rewrite this. I'm deciding, should I use Vue for this? Probably not. probably not React, or something like Svelte. We'll see.
Use Vue.
Yeah, I think we'll use Vue and so forth.
Nuxt, maybe Nuxt. You can also have the map. Nuxt also have the map render only on client side, so you can save a lot of things to render on the server side. Pre-fetch, which as in data, which means every data will be pre-fetched before the page actually loads. So you save loading. Yeah.
That's really nice. And Vuejs says this screams leaflet. Yes, this is leaflet.js that I used for it. It was just a quick hack thing I did not on a live stream. This was all real-time data, but using Firebase. And we will use the Nest.js API for real-time data because that works really, really well. And also DataStax has just brought out a new product. The alert at the top, I've hidden it. But they do have down here streaming, so you can have real-time data going via DataStax, which looks super, super awesome. I want to try it with like multiplayer game or something like that. And Sassy says that's an awesome project. Thank you very much. We will get back to it in the next few weeks. I think it'd be fun when someone interacts like in Discord, and down the left you can see it shows their roles in the Discord. So this person had, for example, high value, team Eddie, bio, etc., and so on technology. So yeah, we'll do something.
Do I appear up there?
No, this is you weren't. This was on the live stream like about 6 months ago. So this is not now. This is a screenshot. This is just an image that's in the repo. But I need to kind of. It was using Firebase back then. I need to kind of change it to use DataStax because it's just a lot nicer. Firebase, we thought it was simple, but then got hard very, very quickly.
I'm a GDE, so I cannot say no to Firebase.
Got you. Okay, maybe a conversation for another time, but automated testing on Firebase is impossible because it doesn't use JSON. It uses its own proprietary communication, so you can't mock things out. And you haven't got like one you can do as Docker container locally or anything. You have to use it in the cloud. Yes, it's got an emulator, but I found it's missing loads of features and it wasn't very good. So yeah, I stopped using Firebase completely now because I wanted to be able to use it offline so I can, so I can run automated tests like really fast and do it offline as well, which is why I love this. Like I got like $48 of credit, and I as much as I run automated tests against the cloud as a test, and I still can't use more than $2 on my free allowance. So I'm still trying to chew through that data, but yeah, it's got I have it running locally with Docker, which is really, really useful as well. So yeah, that's cool.
I'm hoping now it looks great. Really interesting also, and the UI is very simple.
Yeah, it is. And there's a way to get graphs. I remember I got graphs somewhere. I can't remember how I got graphs. I don't know how I did it. I did get graphs somewhere of like the usage and stuff. I don't remember how I did it. health, maybe. Yes, it was. There was like kind of graphs of the database. But this database I'm not using so much anymore. It was this one I was using, I think. So go to health on that. It will look a lot busier, I think, if I remember correctly. But yeah, I really, one thing I really do like about it is how you can do what we're doing, which is if I go back to the API code, we are just very simply reading the data and then just dropping an object in. But if you want, you can use GraphQL. You can also use Cassandra query language, and it's also got a REST API that you can go direct to as well. There's so many ways to do it, which is pretty cool. I'm still scratching the surface of what to do with it, but it's pretty awesome. And Sassy says testing is not scary, not at all. I mean, for our API project, we use Cucumber and one of the testing frameworks underneath, and we write testing basically in plain English. And I do the same for the UI as well. Let me just quickly open that project.
In the UI, if you're writing in Vue, you can actually write with Vue test utils, I think, or test UI. And let me just grab the link now.
And Cypress is just so awesome for end-to-end testing. Cypress with Cucumber is just an amazing. Let me bring up my API test. I bet everyone's going to be super surprised with some API tests that I write. So this is the API test that I've been writing with Carl. And look at this API test. Add a new event. And yes, Copilot can write tests, but let's have a look. So you can do given authorized. So we want to make it authorized. You can miss that out, so you're not authorized. When I make a post request to this endpoint with this data, so name is live stream, XY, description is this. Expect a response to have type ID. We don't really care what the ID value is, and we don't know what it is because the database generates it for us. When I make a GET request to that same ID, then we're expecting a 200, and we're expecting the response to be this. So it's all the same as above, what we created, but then we also have created on date and updated on, and they're dates. And again, we don't care too much what the date values are, as long as they're a date format, which is this format that you see up here. And you can get a list of events. The first time you do it, you're going to get no data. You can try and add an empty event. You should get a 400 status, and the error should say bad request. And these are the errors that it should. This is from Nest.js. Must be a string. Should not be empty. Nest.js does all that for us, but we're testing that with our Cucumber test framework. And we do the same for our UI. So our UI, we have given I'm logged in. When I navigate to the home page and I click on the login button and I use this for my email and this for my password, I expect to log in or not log in depending. So this is what testing does. And yes, if I show you Copilot real quick, if I do an end, you can see Copilot scenario, get sorted ongoing data past events. Okay, yes, please. Given I'm authorized, yes, please. Make a post request to that. I'll maybe make a get request, I think, because it's get sort request. Let's see what it comes up with as it's thinking about it and so on. So as more and more people use it, it will get smarter. But yeah, it's not so many people write as much tests as they write code. That's why it's not as good for tests yet, but will eventually get better. I'm skipping this question. Sorry, not sorry. Can we use promises for this? For what? I'm not sure. But yes, Copilot can write tests. Is it Mocha testing library? Yeah, what's the testing library in Vue? Sashi's asking if it's Mocha.
Yeah, is this one for Vue test util, which I send the links in the private chat already.
Oh, perfect, thanks.
It supports Jest and Mocha, so you can also write in Mocha, you can write in Jest. Unit testing, okay? And it has the module that's written for Nuxt.js.
Got you. That's pretty cool. Testing is always often so forgotten, and I think it's important that it doesn't, because for a real project, you are going to want that. I want to see how smart it is if I write. Does it read the comment? No, not enough people use Cucumber yet. So when people catch up, then I think it will get better. But it is, yeah, it is pretty cool. So yeah, Cucumber is the other one to look at. But Cucumber wraps any testing framework that you want. So Cucumber isn't a testing framework itself. I can't spell Cucumber. But it wraps whatever framework you want, so you can write it in English, which is pretty awesome. So there are examples for that. So yeah, okay, awesome. Oh, let me send a link as well, a few more links. Let me send Maya's link as well for GitHub, and then you can get Maya's Twitter if you want as well. So this is Maya's GitHub. Do drop her a follow on GitHub, and then her Twitter link is there as well. But I will also, if you want to sign up to DataStax and have a play, any questions, we do have the DataStax DevRel team in our Discord, in EddieHub Discord. So in EddieHub Discord, let me share the link for that to discord.eddiehub.org. And then if you want to sign up to DataStax for free, you can just log in with your GitHub and you get $25 of free credit per month, which is enormous. It's like 30 million reads, like 5 million writes, and 40 gigs of data. I'm still struggling to consume it.
Well, I must say that after I saw your GitHub page, I feel a bit ashamed of my GitHub page. Like, the really high there.
No, but it's good. But you've got it there, which is good, because then now people can make suggestions. So, you know, people can make suggestions on it. It's when people don't have it, they can't make suggestions. I mean, here, I didn't commit the code yet. I will commit it in a moment. Mine's probably a bit too busy. It got a bit bigger. I've made it a bit smaller now. And I'm just rejigging stuff all the time. So yeah, it's you know, a living document. Let me commit this code, and now before I forget as well. Maya, thank you so much for your help today. Any closing notes you would like to add?
Well, try Nuxt.
Try Nuxt, definitely, and also
Tailwinds, yes, it's great.
Yeah, definitely do that. Okay, let me add those. API does not have a commit checked out. Oh, I think on both of these, I need to delete the Git folder maybe. When doing the create, yeah, it's created a Git folder as well. I'm going to ditch that. Okay, that should work now. Git add. Have all the files from front end and back end. Git commit. Commit everything. Hopefully env is not part of that commit. Let me check. In API, there is no env. It should be ignored by my global git ignore. Perfect, and it is. And we'll say feature read write with Nuxt.js plus Nest.js plus DataStax. Okay, awesome. And I'll push that up if people want to see that. Oh, it's in the master branch, really? I don't like master branch. Git checkout minus B.
While you're doing checkout and push, I just want to ask the audience if there's an issue, and that how good you are in Vue, or you are already working with Vue or not yet?
Sorry, what was the question? Say that again.
Just asking if our audience today is already working with Vue.
Okay. Yeah, good question. I must do a README. Yeah, I think there are quite a few people using Vue already. I know also, this is the wrong project. I know Carl was also saying they did Vue, but now moved to React. So yeah, but people write in the chat, let's see. Try Nuxt, words to live by. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Lots of support from the streams. And thank you all so much. I really, really appreciate it. But yeah, while you're typing in the chat to answer Maya's question, I'm just going to create this README. Otherwise, I will forget. And then I got to have a README in the repo. Otherwise, it's terrible. Otherwise, I think it's not a real repo. Let's see. Used read and write. That's not read and write. Read and write data using, and I'll do a list. So we did Nuxt.js. I think Tailwind wants to complete, not Tailwind, Copilot wants to complete as well. Nest.js, no, not React.js, no, and DataStax. Let me put some links in here as well, actually, of the links that we did. So we got Nuxt, let me go back to the beginning. Nuxt, and then we did Nest as well. And then we did DataStax, and I have the link somewhere for that. I just had it a moment ago. Perfect. And if people want to have a play, they can. Awesome. And we do a commit to that. Git commit. I probably need to add the README as well. Yeah, git add. There we go. Docs, README for tools used. Okay, perfect. Right, time for my lunch. Maya, what time is it where you are?
About 3 o'clock, 3:05.
3 o'clock.
Yep. So it's also time for my lunch. Yes.
Awesome. Wow, that's a late lunch. Thank you so much again for taking the time today. Really appreciate it. Really appreciate it. And I think everyone in the audience really appreciate it as well. You know, people saying love the stream. We're Vue people. Okay, awesome. I'm going to use Vue more. Thank you again so much, Maya. Thank you for everyone for watching. It was awesome. I'm going to bring the countdown up so people can still use the links for 1 minute, and then I'll end the stream. So Maya, feel free to leave when the countdown comes up. Don't feel like you have to hang around.
Thanks a lot for having me. It's really nice to check it out on the Copilot and to do co-programming. It's great.
Exactly. Pair programming with 2 people and an AI. So it was fun. So thank you so much, Maya. Really appreciate it. Great to be on a live stream with you again. We have done a live stream before. I think it was on a panel or something. I can't remember.
Yeah, it was a panelist for CTJS.
Oh, yes. That's the one. Thank you. I'm glad you have good memory because I can't even remember yesterday. So I'm glad that you have good memory. Thank you so much again, everyone. Don't forget to obviously give the video a thumbs up and subscribe below if you haven't, and follow Maya.
Yes, follow me.
Definitely. Thanks again. Okay. Bye, Maya. Thank you.